Hey guys, Vex Scarlet here. I'm coming out with another video. So today's top 10 list, I'm going with the classic, my top 10 favorite Pokemon. So starting off the list at number 10, I got the Victory Pokemon, Victini. Now, as the name suggests, victory in its name. Victini is one of the Pokemon that says that if you have it on your team, it actually guarantees victory. Now, obviously, gameplay it doesn't work that way, but in Pokemon lore it does. It actually is pretty cool because victory actually goes with what my name in real life is. So I always thought that was kind of cool that there's a Pokemon of the same or similar situation as far as the meaning of the name. Plus, Fire Psychic is a pretty cool Pokemon and it looks pretty cute too. Now, number 9. My number 9 favorite Pokemon, I gotta go with an instant classic. Number 1, Bulbasaur. Now I know what you're thinking. A lot of times you could think of number 1, is it Rhydon or is it other ones? But no, number 1 in the Pokedex is Bulbasaur. Now I played Pokemon since it first came out, with Red and Blue, at 97 or 98, and Bulbasaur was my first pick ever. I don't know. I always was drawn to it. I thought it was cool. I mean, it's literally like a dinosaur frog Pokemon, and even though nowadays people consider it a basic pick or the easy mode, I just thought it was cool. I thought grass type was a cool type at the time, and it's always been one of my favorites. So even now with anytime I've played any of the Gen 1 Pokemon or the remakes of Fire Red and Leaf Green, I always pick Bulbasaur. That's usually my first choice. Now, number 8. Number 8, I gotta go with another legendary Pokemon or mystic Pokemon, and it's gonna go with my man Raichu. Now, Raiku's pretty cool because it's actually based off my favorite typing in all of Pokemon, which is electric type. It's pretty cool because he looks like a thunder electric tiger, saber-tooth tiger, I guess you say, with the stripes and everything. They said he moves through thunder clouds, and for I guess champion competitive mode, he's actually really strong, or he was really strong at one point. So even though he doesn't get as enough love as his fellow mystical beasts with Entei and Suicune, Raiku's my favorite out of the 3. Number 7. My number 7 choice is another fellow electric type, and I gotta go with Toxricity. Now, Toxricity's from Gen 8, which is Sword of Shield, Galar. And what's pretty cool is the first, and I think it's the only type to be poison electric, and that's actually a pretty decent typing to have. It's very offensive, and the game is pretty broken. I also thought it was cool that he has 2 kind of gimmicks. He has a low vibe or a low tier, and he has like a high vibe. I don't really remember the names. All I just remember is one. It's kind of like a bass guitarist because he's based off a guitarist, I guess, in a band. So the yellow one's got like the mohawk spiked up. The other one has like a low haircut with kind of like blue. Well, I just thought it was a cool concept. You could pick 2 different ones based on the nature, and again, rocker stuff is pretty cool to me. Number 6. Now, number 6 is actually the 6th Pokemon I would use if Pokemon was real life and I was a real life trainer. So, number 6, I gotta go with Scizor. So, Scizor is one of my favorite Pokemon. I mean, growing up, I always thought Scyther was pretty cool. He literally had swords for hands. And I thought it was cool that they were like, in the next generation, you know, it'd be cool, let's give him red armor, make him a steel type, and instead of the swords, let's give him pincer claws that look like, I don't even know, they can have cannons in them, I don't know, even though it's pretty cool, as Mega they do turn into cannons, but I always thought it was cool, plus he's my favorite color, and it makes it look even more tough than he was before. Number 5. Now, number 5 is a lot of people's favorites, and it's one of my personal favorites. It's on my list. So number 5, I got to go with Gyarados. Now, overall, Gyarados is a pretty cool and intimidating Pokemon. At first, I'm assuming like a lot of people that thought the same thing with Charizard. I always thought it should have been a water dragon type. I mean, it gives off that dragon vibe. It looks very, aggressive and everything like that. And as far as like competitive playing on the games, it's actually pretty much overall one of the better Pokemon, if not usually the best Pokemon to use that's not legendary throughout a lot of playthroughs in Pokemon games. Number 4. So now number 4, my favorite Pokemon is actually another fellow starter, but this time from the Johto region. And I gotta go with my boy Typhlosion. Now I know the first time I did Bulbasaur, and I'm speaking differently, but I always liked Bulbasaur, had attachment. Now Typhlosion, I just always thought it was pretty cool. It was a bigger, meaner version of Cyndaquil and Quailava. So I always thought it was a cool pick, and that's the first time I picked a fire starter over a grass or water starter. And I just thought it looked cool. Like I said, it looks like a fire hedgehog, even though I know Cyndaquil is based on a different real life creature. I always thought it was cool. Number 3. So number 3, I gotta go with Garchomp. Garchomp's always been probably my favorite pseudo-legendary Pokemon. My favorite dragon Pokemon, that's for sure. The combination of ground and dragon is always a really tough thing. I mean, it got boring seeing flying dragon, flying dragon, flying dragon. I always thought that was repetitive. So to have one that's almost like a land shark dragon, I always thought was pretty cool. I mean, it literally looks like he can fly. I mean, it literally says he can fly faster than fighter jets, which is usually weird when you look at the Pokedex compared to the real life, because it's not really that fast. But it's always been a cool, intimidating Pokemon to me, and I always make sure it's on my team. So now my top 2 Pokemon are from the same Pokemon type, or class, I should say. So number 2, I gotta go with the moon Pokemon, Umbreon. Specifically, the shiny form. Now, Umbreon I always thought was cool that when the next generation came out, from generation 1 of having only 3 options, it went to generation 2, and they're like, we'll give you 3 options, but what if we added 2 more? And this time, instead of stones, it's based on the day or night and how friendly they are. I always thought that's a cool concept, and I always have been a big fan of anything moon, like moon people, moon powers, the moon in general. I always thought it was cool. So to have a Pokemon that literally evolves based on the moon, and like it looks like a fox, which is my favorite animal, so it's a dark moon fox. I mean, I always thought that was pretty cool, so that's why it's my favorite. And then what can go better with yellow and black? Neon blue and black is a sick combination. But leading into that, my number 1 favorite Pokemon of all time has got to be Jolteon. Now, I know that's pretty basic, because who doesn't like EV and all their evolutions? You can pick whatever one you want. You usually got a pretty good chance of having it do really well on your team. But Jolteon's always been my favorite because, again, it goes into the whole thing where I love foxes. I always think Eevee looks more like a fox, and that its other evolutions look like a different elemental fox, and it has spiky hair. It always looks like it's going Super Saiyan, and it just always looked tough to me. So anytime I've ever had it, any game I've ever played, if Eevee's in it, a Thunderstone's in it, I'm always going to pick Jolteon, and that's just my thing, because, again, Electric's been my favorite type. So Jolteon, it's got to be my main. So if you guys like this video, like and comment what your favorite Pokemon are. Please subscribe to the channel for more top 10 videos. And again, I'm Vex Scarlet. Thanks for joining my top 10. Peace.